Happy Tuesday. Greetings. Naima Singletary here. Today, my gift to you is successfully navigating strong emotions when you're up leveling so you don't quit. Hi, Queen. Come here, Mama. She just stepped up on the couch and looked at me like, hey. Say hi, Queen. Hi, Mama. Her name is Queen. She's such a sweetie pie. Okay, Mama, see you later. So, successfully navigating strong emotions when you're up leveling so you don't quit. So, this, like many of the topics on the show, is much more than a show. Like, I do as much as I can here in this 15-minute, 20-minute window. I'm gonna try to keep it more to like 15 minutes because I have to excitedly do a Facebook Live today with another Melanin Messenger on her Facebook page to spread the word about 5-figure clients for Melanin Messengers, which, by the way, everything that I talk about, the little pieces that I talk about in each show, we'll be going deeper into them, into the Melanin Messengers course. And I'm making a mental note now to talk a little bit about that toward the end of today's show. So, successfully navigating strong emotions when you're up leveling so you don't quit. Now, I have been here so many, like this is home base for me. And I'm so excited to talk about it. And as I was doing my hair and stuff, preparing to be here with you today, and I was reviewing my notes, and I was like, there's a lot of ways to enter this topic. And as far as entering it to talk about it, entering it to teach on it. And I want to start with this because I know you can relate to this. Have you noticed that emotions are fleeting? Have you noticed that no matter how sad you may get, how disappointed you may feel, how ecstatic and excited you may be, no matter how you feel, that emotion eventually fleets, even if it comes back. Like even if you had an experience that made you really sad, right? And then, it didn't make you as sad as much as time went on. Then maybe like a year or 2 or 10 years later, you think about it and you can feel that sadness again, but eventually it goes, right? It's the same thing with these strong emotions, okay? Now, when I say strong emotions, I mean the things inside that feel hostile. Typically, that's what it is that I'm talking about, right? And there is a case for a person's ability to handle joy. Remember the show I did, I think maybe it was last week, that talked about activating suppressed joy because it causes supernatural growth. When you really awaken joy and have that as one of your superpowers, it has tremendous effects. So go last week and look for activating suppressed joy for supernatural growth. So there is certainly a case for that. In this instance, for today's show, I'm talking about navigating the intense emotions that oftentimes stop us, that we automatically paint as bad and wrong, and because of the intensity and because of our immaturity around them and inexperience with them, oftentimes we take ourselves out of the game as a result. When in reality, our job is to really be able to stand with these emotions and continue to go so that we end up, once the storm comes down, once the emotional, expansion comes down, we can sit with it and be on the other side of the thing that caused the emotions to begin with. Oh, this is so good. So remember yesterday I talked about bringing the future into now. This whole week is about bringing the future into now and navigating everything that it takes to even do that, be that. The intensity of emotions, the, volcanoes, the ups and downs, the, body sensations, all that. Intense body sensations. And so I told you yesterday to think about the thing that you really are intending for your life, the thing that you know is for you, okay? Whatever the vision is. And so if you've done this work already, because this might be an indicator that this is work for you to go do, what's the plan for your life? Where are you going, right? I used the example yesterday because I know a woman who is excitedly working on this and has this as a vision and has pursuing it and has sat on it and has done the tango dance that I've talked about on this show. And revolutionizing the healthcare industry. So she sees a series of birthing studios that are not like the traditional hospital where you got this bright light on this baby that's coming out of this dark place, and right, it's softer, it's much more inviting and welcoming and celebratory the way she believes it should be and is most healthy for a newborn baby coming out of a dark womb, which I love. It's just beautiful. And as that was the example that I used. And so as this woman, and you just fill in the blank for yours, as you are thinking about this thing that you imagine is going to take 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, and you start to imagine, look at yourself down there, right? And this is another show I'm going to do this week that is called How to Look at Yourself Without Judgment. So, you're a queen running downstairs. Oh no, she's running around upstairs. Can you hear? So funny when she does that. Okay, so so as you're alone and you're thinking and you're imagining your vision and yourself in the vision, there's this, it feels distant, right? 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It feels like down there, right? And when you start to imagine, okay, I am her now. I am him now. So as I have these birthing studios and I am, having my meetings and I'm having my team and I'm doing these things that I imagine I'll be doing, how am I being? What decisions are required of me? What do I do now that I will no longer be able to do or that won't work for the vision? All right. You're a queen. She's excited. Yeah, mama. And so as you start to do this, like really get into the true felt sense of this, and this is bringing the future into now, right? You're either gonna feel this kind of like at home, like yes, right? And it's not even an either or. And at some point, as you really hold that space throughout your days and you're bringing your 5 year from now version into today, at some point, you should start to feel some intense emotions. What am I doing? How am I really going to do that, right? Because your 5 year self from now, you probably see yourself with a lot more money, a lot more stronger leadership, a lot more confidence, a lot more resources, right? You just see yourself with more. Today, that might not be the reality. You might not have the team you want. You may not have even secured one of your locations for your thing, right? Whatever the thing is, you might not even have a quarter of the money you expect to have 5 years from now, right? And so as these two seemingly opposing realities start to collide in your current reality, it can send you into a tailspin of emotions. Look at this, darling, this is such a gift to you. I hope you're getting this. This is it. And then, right? I'm talking about collapsing time and space. Like, I almost shouldn't even be talking about this on a video because it's so advanced and it's like, I want to be able to answer questions and get into the nuances of it, but it's so relevant. It's so like now, and it's like, it's time for us to stop, and I don't want to get too far off track because I had this great three-person conversation yesterday, but it's time to stop being like, oh, we got to keep that over there. Mama, I cannot right now. Not right now, Mama. She keeps hopping up here. Okay, Mama. Okay. It's time. It needs to be talked about now. I'm not going to save that for some other conversation later. It's so important. it's just the world, the portal opened, like the conversation I was having with my 2 affiliates yesterday, a huge portal opened in the last 75 days. And things that the world was not ready for 75 days ago, it is ready for now. So when I talk about collapsing time and space, that should be like, a coffee shop conversation. It shouldn't be this high, I think it's only been like, oh, these are higher level conversations, because there's an awareness that, okay, here I go, going off into these nuanced, and I try not to get too nuanced in the videos because there's limited time. Okay, so, and I'm going shorter than normal. So you're collapsing time and space when you are, and I want you to go back and really watch this again so you really get it, especially if you're new to this kind of content, okay? So, you're bringing your 5-year self into now, and then the reality that you see for 5 years from now, year from now, 3 years from now, and your reality of now starts to have this clash, right? At some point, especially if you're holding the frequency, remember, this is one of those nuances, you're holding the frequency. So when you're going through your daily reality today, you're holding the frequency. And at some point, some rise of strong emotions is going to happen at some point, okay? And what are you going to do with that, right? Who am I? And then if you're alone, this is why I keep talking about the necessity of the community. If you're alone, she doesn't want to get down. I can tell when she wants to get down. If you're alone, I'm telling you, there's so much nuance here that I would just love to be able to talk to. But the emotions that you're going to feel, remember, like I said earlier, they're fleeting, like they're happening right now. They're going to happen. If they're not happening now, they're going to happen. So whether you're feeling like a fraud, whoa, like that's a big one when you're collapsing time and space, when you're bringing your future self into now, and you make decisions now that don't appear to line up with your current reality. So if a year from now or 3 years from now, you expect to have $5 million, and right now your reality is only whatever, $10,000, the fraud factor is likely to creep up in your consciousness and in your reality today. Your inability to be able to navigate feeling like a fraud, remember, feelings are fleeting. Your inability to be able to navigate feeling like a fraud will cause you to pull away, stop the whole process of shrinking time and space, stop the process of bringing the future into now, and stop you being able to manifest things quicker. So what you must learn to do, one, and I remember telling a client who was having such a hard time with this, she like, this shit turned into a fucking war. Here this is part of what you need to write on a piece of paper and have this with you forever and always, because this is relevant in all things, in your romantic relationships, in your career, with your children, everywhere. You must learn how to separate fact from feeling. I don't think I've ever said that on this show. It's something I said for so long, and it's so in me. You must learn how to separate fact from feeling. Feelings are fleeting, and I'm getting ready to wrap up because I told you guys where I gotta go. So, as you're in this strong emotion, whatever the emotion is, fraud factor, terror, loneliness, that can get strong and powerful, right? In that moment, separating fact from feeling and not letting the feeling overpower where you're going. The better you get, so that's the homework right there. That's the thing, one of the things to take away right there, learning how to separate fact from feeling in the moment. When you're just like, fuck this shit, and you're ready to like stop, and right, and it gets real hostile on the inside. I'm talking about the strong emotions, right? This is where it has served me the greatest, because my emotions get very volcanic. And they have wiped me out so many times, which is why I've gotten good at not letting them wipe me out. I'm a master with this because I have fucked up so many times. And I have fucked up because, like I tell you all the time, she's ready to get down there. Yeah, mama. It's always happening for you. not to you. When your shit feels like, right? And you're ready to destroy everybody and destroy everything, and you're mad at God and that's happening for you, not to you. And in that moment, I encourage you to grab my voice as you hear it right now. When you're in your hostile, raging, intense emotions, grab my voice in that state and remember, and fill in whatever your name is, Naima. Separate the fact from the feeling in this moment. Separate the fact from the feeling in this moment. Okay? That is going to do you a hell of a lot of good. And that's just one of many tools that I can give you. So let me wrap up with this. 5-figure clients from Melanin Messengers is where all of my attention, or a lot, not all, but a lot of my attention is going, because it is so important. If you are, first of all, it's open to all people, right? I put melanin in there because I want to make it clear that I'm talking to Black people. Matter of fact, 50% of the curriculum is specifically talking to folks who identify as Black, spiritually gifted entrepreneurs, okay? I think that was Dion. Hi, Dion. It just popped up on my screen and then it went away. But as it was fading, I think I saw your name. Hello, darling. And so we're getting ready to go live real soon over on Catrice's page. So anyway, let me wrap this up. So these topics that I'm talking about with navigating this, because the money that you're going to create, you know, this is what I didn't know that I've learned over the years. The money that you're going to create has much less to do. Really take this in what I'm saying right now. It has much less to do than the things that you're going to do, whatever marketing things that you're going to do, whether you're going to go speak, sales conversations, blogging, whatever your thing is that you're going to be doing to build your business and create the hundreds of thousands, millions, whatever the goal is. That's a fraction of it. What's really going to determine if you make it is everything that's going on in here. Everything that's going on in here, the things you tell yourself, the way you care for yourself, the way you handle these strong emotions that I'm talking about. I think during the week, I'm going to be talking about body sensations, how to deal with the body. And it's so nuanced because human beings are such magical creatures. All human beings are such magical creatures. We are so benevolent. We are so infinite. We are so massive. We are so extraordinary. Our systems, all of our systems, like my heart is beating right now and I don't have to do anything to make it beat other than breathe. Yours too. Like we are so, and yet we're so nuanced. We're so nuanced. And while there's, I can really get into the poetry of this, but all of this magic that we are, and yet we live on this really pathetic, if you will, pathetic third dimensional plane where so many people are controlled by fear. Like, really? Like, you are so magical. And this is not like a blaming or a judgment thing, because I've been there, but I'm on the other side now. And it's like, we cannot allow the pettiness, the smallness, the peasantness of fear to interrupt this magic. Like, what? And so the 5-figure clients for Melanin Messengers course, yes, we're definitely going to get into the wealth consciousness and the how of securing 5-figure clients, but only after we do all the work that has to do with the inside. Because I know, as a matter of fact, confidently, unequivocally, that your success is predicated on your ability to handle this. Your ability to handle what's going on the inside. Because as you can handle what's going on the inside, you can handle what's going on the outside. And as I was talking with one of my affiliates yesterday, like, how are you going to fight? Like, as you start to really come out publicly and powerfully, how are you going to handle your insides? How are you going to handle how the outside world is going to come at you? Your mastery in these abilities is what's going to dictate you being able to really birth your signature work, not just make money. Like, who gives a shit? Like, okay, you making $30,000 a month, but you're miserable. Like, no, you want to be able to make the money from your signature work, because that's where your longevity is going to be coming from. So the details to enroll are with this video. Look down below, okay? If you have any questions, email me. My email is also down below, and I will be back here tomorrow. See you then. Bye. Bye.